Okay, okay.
Greetings
Okay.
and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Dice Dorks in Danger, where a bunch of us dorks will be throwing some dice, and these goofballs are going to get into some danger, especially since there's a rancor like a few meters away. I am your benevolent, sometimes malevolent, but sometimes fun, quirky game master. 16-bit Scotty is my handle. You can call me Scotty, game master, overlord, whatever you want.
People do that with their rock.
Richard is currently not here. He had a couple plans going on. He may make it, but just a little late. He could not make it for the session at all. So until then, or for the rest of the evening, I will be playing Richard Castle, a smuggler who is still somewhat sore about how and why they got into this predicament, and is slightly confused as to why this little kid's running around with a light stick. We will then go to Crom.
I am Gleese, and I will be playing Crom this evening, and I would like to go home.
Who wouldn't? Now we will jump down to Zobrus.
Dead Man Bones. I play Zobor, Mandalorian sharpshooter, and Steven Rifle Father's back.
That was a lot
That's
of
right.
blah, 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 blah. If, for context, so you guys know, he is in mid-travel, not driving, but he is on his phone to facilitate the game and participation of said game. So if he gets a little bit harder understanding or apologies, kind of play the cards you dealt with, you know? All right. Now, down to Adamox. Introduce yourself, kind sir.
Hello, I am Ginger Ninja. I'm gonna be playing Adamox this evening. I am the low IQ mercenary.
That's awfully accurate. I mean to say about yourself. Why is like
Hey, I heard that correction, USOB.
You're meant to. All right. You know, we're doing it live, but I'm just cracking up laughing because the entirety of everything, I had a lot of stuff set up, and then apparently it is not as set up as I thought and was hoping, and now I'm having to do this stuff on the fly. But you know what? You're gonna have that sometimes. So, questiones. Are you guys able to see the little turn order there? Whoop.
I can see it.
Okay. And everybody's got their names on there and all that kind of fun stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanna make sure.
My only question is, did you clone Crom twice?
I
And
did
why?
because it was showing up absolutely nothing for me, and then I was like, "Well, I need to get that on there," and then it went from, not showing up to showing up, and then the tokens popped up a couple different times, and I was flabbergastedly upset and everything else, so but, I mean, you'll have that on these big jobs. Anyways,
Yeah.
let me pull up my stuff here. Episode 3,
Okay,
The Great
different
Escape.
earbud. Is this better?
Yes, that is much better.
Much better.
Okay.
Immensely.
Alright. So, whoop. Alright, the Skyhook, known as the Gilded Array, is in the high atmosphere of the planet overlooking the battlegrounds. Large room where Lune uses to entertain important guests is well lit and has lavish furniture, food, drink, and other amenities. Zyrtek Low stands near his employer while kind of watching over Lune, making sure that nobody tries anything shifty. Lune is dressed in fine clothes, with gaudy jewelry and leku dressings that show power, wealth, and status. Sorry, who's got the extra goodies going on there? I hear a lot of talking in the background.
That would be
I'm
so.
shutting this stuff off.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm shutting this.
All right. Sitting across from Lune is an old Alteran female. Her large red eyes seem to fixate on Lune as he speaks. My dear Xantra, With the Empire poised on one of your moons, it is only a matter of time before they discover the true potential of the Yazari plant. That little grain has so many useful applications. Xantra's antennas twitch as she leans back in her chair. Mojo and the Hut Council would likely strike another bargain. This is the nature of business, is it not? Lune offers up a toothy grin. It is, Your Excellency. However, I have a very reliable informant on Coruscant that believes that they could easily pressure the Hutts into leaving the planet. If that were the case, the Empire would conquer the planet and overthrow you. We've seen this kind of thing happen time and time again. Xantra lifts an eyebrow, and the Black Sun can help with this? How? I know some very powerful. I know someone very powerful, and that someone has their ear of the Emperor himself. If the Emperor were to move on the planet, the Black Sun would be able to interject on your behalf. Lune swirls a goblet of fine wine around in his hand very gently. Of course, you can take time to think of this offer, but I suggest not taking too long. After all, losing this planet would look rather bad to your Ultran domain. All right. So, screen swipe back to the planet, and everybody's kind of standing around. This kid's looking at everyone like, okay, I'm still confused as to everything. I understand that they've told me what's going on. And for those of you, as a quick recap, since it's one of them nights, the crew of the DP-28 is in the battlegrounds and been fighting for their life. And amidst the battle, they stumbled upon a young kid who is wielding a lightsaber and force powers that does not seem to know much, if anything, going on in the terms of what's the Empire, what's a Padawan. And that young kid is looking at everyone slightly confused. So, Crom,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
Uh, well, Crom's getting a little antsy just sitting here. He's gonna look at the kid. So, you can use force powers, yes?
Last I checked, yeah.
Okay. So, I'd like to not to blow my leg off. Uh, how well are you with using lifting?
He sits there and thinks for a second. He says, I can lift objects.
Hmm. And Crom's gonna point over to in the general direction of the arena. See, we need to go in there and get rid of that thing.
Oh, the Rancor
Now,
thing you talked about.
yes, we need
Oh,
to get
okay.
rid of the Rancor, and we
Hmm.
may be able to leave. Though I don't trust the Black Sun to let us actually leave.
Okay.
So, I'm going to assume there's still mines in this ground. We could probably put those to use.
Possibly, he says. Do you know where they're at? That one came out of nowhere, he says.
I don't, but if you're able to lift chunks, we may be able to separate, at least move them without them going off.
He kind of looks at you and says, so you want me to lift the mines? Oh,
Yes.
I thought you wanted me to lift the Rancor.
I mean, if you can lift the Rancor, by all means. I don't know what you're capable of.
Neither do I. How big's this thing?
Uh, Crumb's gonna look to the tallest building he can think of. Very tall.
He looks and
Taller than me.
yeah, he shakes his head and he says, I don't think I can lift that.
Yes, I didn't think so either, but if we can get some of these mines out of the ground and, say, at least cripple one of its legs, we might have a better chance. And maybe an arm.
He says, that sounds very aggressive. You sure you want to do that?
It's a Rancor, child. It's going to eat you one way or another. There is
Yeah.
no negotiating with a Rancor.
He kind of nods his head. He says, well, I understand. He says, so where are these mines at?
That's the problem. We don't know. We just know, and he's going to gesture to the road where they found him.
Right.
They're somewhere around here.
Oh. He looks at you slightly confused and upset, and he says, I'm
I
not sure
understand.
if I can sense inorganic material.
Well, it's not so much sensing as can you take a chance and pull the ground out? Maybe make a few craters.
But he looks at you even more confused. He says, I could, but if we don't know what we're doing, then or where these things are, and I just kind of waste the time. Is
I'm
that
just
going to help you
throwing
get
out
to your
ideas
goal?
here. I'm just pulling ideas here.
No, I got you. All right. So while you're pulling ideas, Adamox, let's hear from you. What do you got to say? And you may be
Well,
muted. Okay.
I have since left the building to move on with my search.
Correct.
So I believe I've already searched the one I'm in
Mm-hmm.
right here. So I will probably try to tread carefully. I don't think this one has been searched yet, so I'll probably try to tread carefully over to that. Head
Okay.
in there.
Sounds fair. All right.
And then if you don't aren't and then if you want to move on from there, I can wait till then.
Okay. Well, I've already taken time with Crom, so let's go ahead and get you covered. So while this conversation is going, you make your way to the building. So would you like to search for something specific, or would you like to use the new skill that I have
Like to
suggested to you guys, which is Spot? And let me explain this for the audience. In the D6 system, the beauty of this is that you can literally create any kind of skill that you want. Searching generally is more of a kind of, you know what you're looking for and kind of looking around. However, Spot's just kind of a general um uh, looking through your surroundings at a glance, we'll say. Search is a skill that, if you have the core book, is listed in there. However, Spot is not. I have decided to add this skill to the abilities that the players can do. So, which would you like to do, Adamox? Were you wanting to search for something specific, or just kind of give her a general
I would like
glance?
to search for specifically frag grenades because I
Okay,
feel like I don't have enough of those.
sure. So go ahead and give me a search.
Alrighty, and then because we are not in combat, I do not have to take any -1s for anything to
Correct.
that, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's my wild die. Grab these two. Alrighty, now math.
Math.
12 plus 1 pip for 13.
Nice. Yeah, you actually stumble upon 2 frag grenades.
Excellent, I'm up to 3 now.
Nice. Alrighty. So while you were doing that, taking the time, conversations going on between the kid and Crom, Zoe. Let's see what Zoe wants to do.
Well, Game Master, on the subject of landmines,
Yeah,
can I look for any suspect patches of ground near us so we can avoid them?
absolutely. That would be a perception search to look for that specific kind of, type thing. I would also allow a knowledge tactics to see where you might be able to
There,
find
quick.
those landmines.
I'll take the perception search.
Absolutely. So
I
go
believe
ahead and
that's
hit me up.
I'm not at my computer, so
Oh, that's right. That's right. Give me just a second here.
that's that
Uno
should be
momento.
3D plus 2.
We will double check perception search. Yep. Um, Crom, if you'd be so kind, roll me 3d6 and then add 2 pips.
3d6.
Correct.
Okay. 3d6. Is that with a wild die or no?
Yes, it is with a wild die. So 2 regular d6 and then the wild die for a total of 3d6.
Alright.
And do not forget to add the +2. You guys are doing
Well,
that, which I
I
don't like the
give
sound of
you a 1 on the wild die.
that. Nice. Okay.
Oh no.
So take away the highest die on the regular die, and then also remove the wild die, and then the remaining die +2.
Right.
3? Okay.
You said take away the highest
Yep.
die, yes?
Yep.
That was a 5.
All right. All right. So you are just kind of currently looking around, we'll say. With the wild die, you are going to kind of start meandering over here, we'll say. All right. One more.
Beep,
Come on. There we
beep,
go.
beep,
All right.
beep, 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 beep.
Richard is going to Richard is going to applaud the idea for trying to get the landmines. He kind of almost wonders if there might be some kind of means that basically you guys can kind of track him down. Zoe, since got the 1, he will look for Zoe and kind of look around and go, where did Zoe go? And he looks back at Crom.
And just gonna give a sniff and kind of gesture in the way of I'm assuming I can get a general whiff of her. I'm sensing.
Yeah, if you give me a perception search or
Alright.
spot, you do have the option of spot now.
What is my spot? It's just a 2D.
Whatever your perception would be.
Yes, that would be a 2D. One moment, and I'll give you a spot.
Okay.
An 8.
An 8. Yeah, you get a general idea.
She went that way. She does.
Okay. So Richard's gonna kind of walk this way, start around the corner, and just as he gets ready to say something to Zoe, bust out the sheet. Do me a favor, Crom. Actually, we'll let Adamox do this. Adamox, do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you to roll 3d6 plus 2.
Okay.
And then add... nope, that's it. Never mind. Belay that last
Okay,
part.
give me a second here because I have to re-roll the wild die. I got a 6 on that.
Okay, that's fine.
With the +2, it's a total of 13. That's a 6 on the wild die, re-rolling into a 1, 3, another 1, and the +2.
All right. Oh, well, I have to math and things of that. And give me just a second. Because I believe there's a condition for this. Yes, that condition is wounded. As Zoe is looking around, she will step on said mine, apparently that was over there, and there will be an explosion. As it sends all kinds of debris and what have yous and all that kind of fun stuff, and has now wounded. And everyone gets to hear and see this. The kid goes, "What was that?" Oh, wait, I know what it was.
That was.
Yeah,
That
one of
was
those
your
landmines. He says, "Someone found
Yes.
one."
Yes, she quote, and I just hold 2 furry fingers. Found one.
Adamox, what would you like to do, friend?
Having heard that loud explosion, I'm just going to make a heavy sigh, knowing it was probably Zoe, and start making my way over to where I heard the sound.
Nice.
You're just gonna hear Crom.
How far would
Please
you like
watch
me to
your
move
step.
that?
Right now,
Just
you
the
have
standard
freedom
10
of
meters,
movement.
or
Yeah, right now you
okay.
can move your token wherever.
In that case, I will probably move to right next to her.
Okay.
Look at her and go, "You got a stim pack I can use on you?"
Zoe.
Yeah,
Talking to me or talking to her?
I was talking to Zoe.
yeah, I'm sorry, but come back to the crappy ones. I'm just gonna.
I do
Sorry,
not.
guys. Looks like this is just too crappy on this one. My other 2 spots. I just get people.
you understand that?
I did not understand that.
I couldn't.
You're breaking up pretty bad.
Well,
And
looks
he
like
booped.
Zoe is refreshing Discord real quick.
Possibly so.
Happens.
So while we're waiting on Zoe to see what can happen, she will look at you very confused, and you can kind of see her eyes through the mask, like the ski mask kind of thing that she's wearing. She is not with it. Um, she is just looking over at you and like kind of slightly reaches up towards you to kind of be like, help.
Okay. I don't know if you want to move on to someone else before I respond to that or not, so I'll just wait.
All right. So Adamox is sussing up the situation. Zoe stumbled upon a mine. Crom, it's all down to you, my friend.
I really didn't want to waste these this early. I'm going to make my way over, hand Adamox a stim pack, and I'm just watching over where the arena is for any other signs of movement.
Absolutely. So, for those of you that are familiar with the system, and those not, let me explain the stim packs. Now, in the D6 Star Wars system, they only have med packs and med kits. One's larger and one's smaller. They do not have stim packs. Stim packs is something that I've added. Now, traditionally with the med packs and med kits, you need to roll to see if you can basically patch the person up, and there is a risk of making it worse. However, with the stim pack, the first time you get shot within 24 hours, it immediately bumps you from whatever status you are up to 1. So for this instance, all they have to do is pop Zoe with the stim pack, and she will go from wounded to stunned, and then after a few seconds, she'll kind of get back to it.
I really didn't want to waste that. God bless the child.
Yep. These types of things
I mean,
occur.
if you had 2, sorry, I'm in game. I mean, if you had 2, I still got what on me, so if I used mine, I'd ask for your other run anyway.
So, Crom is just going to very carefully work his way over to. I'm assuming this building is taller than the one I was in.
Where your token currently is, it's about a 2-story.
Okay. Because I'm trying to see if I can. I don't know if this is actually open. I'm just trying to see if I can spot the Rancor.
Yeah, it's actually open.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then,
trying to see if I can spot the thing.
so are you going to specifically look for the Rancor?
Yes, I'm going to look for the Rancor.
Okay. So that would be a perception search.
Perception search.
Yep.
Okay. If I could open my character sheet, that'd be great. But no, it just keeps clicking away from me.
It's going to be one of those nights. We've been having all kinds of technical difficulties, player difficulties, everything else.
Speaking of, because Zoe had to dip because I believe the player's headphones died,
Yeah.
the format is a little off on stream.
Yep.
Not
Just
trying to
getting ready
kid
to
it,
fix
just
that.
figured you might want to know.
I appreciate it.
Well, I didn't roll 1 on the wild die, so
Well,
that's good.
That is really good.
I rolled 7.
You hear some roaring, and you know he's there. You kind of squint your eyes and really try to focus in on it. It's too much. The distance isn't super far. It's only 35 meters, which
Yep.
relatively you can spot something that big. But the biggest problem is that the Colosseum has large walls and things and from the vantage point at that distance and things that you can kind of basically see like the top row where there'd be seating, but
Yep.
you can't really see down into it.
Okay. So at least I know it's not as tall. It's not taller than the Colosseum.
No, it's not taller than the Colosseum by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay. That's one thing off my mind.
Yes.
So our options are very limited here. We have to get rid of this thing, and I'm tired of being in this bloody battleground.
Zoe will stand up and thank Adamox for the help.
And they probably stepping on the landmine.
Right.
Don't thank me. It was Crom's stim pack.
She will then thank Crom rather sheepishly.
I'm just gonna give her the side eye.
um, the kid kind of stands there and then looks around at everybody as Richard's got like his hands in his face, or face in his hands there. And the kid looks around. He says, "I sense tension. Did I miss something?"
No, this is. I wish this wasn't, but this is normal.
Oh, they have team building exercises for things like this.
I'm just gonna look at Zoe again. Do they have brain transplants? We need something smarter.
Um, she will kind of be quiet on that, but you can definitely tell from the body mannerisms, she's not happy with the comment, but she can't off the top of her head think of anything, or she's literally keeping her mouth shut for the moment.
I snicker under my breath at that fully above game. I fully realize
you're
that I
fine.
should not be
Oh,
snickering
I
at
know.
that, but
Richard is going to kind of okay. So now we need to rethink. Oh God, I don't even know where to start. He says, we need to try to get kid. He just throws his hands like in his direction. He says, "Do you have any ideas?" The kid's gonna kind of look around and say, "Well, um, where do we need to go? We have to escape." And then he will nod his head and he says, "Yeah, we got to get to that Coliseum over there." And he'll point to where the ring core is. And he'll say, "With that big ring core inside." Kid will kind of nod his head and he say, "Okay." Um, well, Crom had an idea of trying to find landmines. And he'll kind of shove it off to Crom.
My idea is if we can somehow wound it, cripple it in any way to give us an advantage. If there's still landmines around here, find them, dig them up, and maybe, just maybe, get it to step on one, throw it at its arms, throw it in its mouth, something to cripple it.
Zoe at that point will kind of speak up and she'll say, "Well, I was trying to look for landmines. I just didn't realize there was one right there."
well,
Crom's
you
just,
certainly found it.
Crom's just gonna look at Zoe. Yes, and you could have blown your leg off. I wish you would be more careful.
She nods her head. She goes, "I was trying to be. Honestly, I was." All right. So, let us think here. I will let you guys either do. Let's say it this way. Zoe is going to basically state that she was looking for landmines, specifically trying to find the differences in the dirt and things that, as Dead Man Bones had stated, to kind of give you an idea where her thought process is going through this whole thing. So, with that information, you guys can either give me a search to search for that specific type of uneven ground or differences in the ground, or you guys can essentially take the time and roll the spot to kind of more of a generalized walk around and try to find out.
I will roll search.
Okay. Adamox, what would
Yes,
you
I would
like to do?
probably do the same.
Okay. And then I will roll for Zoe.
And this is still with no minuses, yes?
Correct. No minuses.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, math time.
Oh, 6,
Richard.
12.
Math is fun. Math is your friend. Math is
I've
sucky.
got my number whenever you're ready.
Sure. Adamox, we'll go ahead and get your number since I heard you first.
13.
Okay.
If I include the 1 pip.
Okay. And then Krom, what about you?
Your 6 on the wild die,
Nice.
and I got 14.
Absolutely fantastic. Richard rolled a 13, and Zoe this time did not get a 1 on the wild die and got a 17.
Nice.
Yep. So, as you guys are going to be searching, I'm going to say that this is going to be taking some time. And I will actually screen swipe while you guys are like, okay, we need to try to find these things. Fan out. Let's see if we can find this stuff. It's going to screen swipe. And then you're going to see Jada in the DP-28 coming out of hyperspace. Nina is going to be in the pilot seat. She's going to be flipping switches, kind of prepping stuff, and kind of getting ready to land on the planet and then possibly get into some combat. Jada uses the sensors and determines that the ships are far enough from the skyhook that they should not be picked up on the sensors. Jada says, Nina was correct. This one didn't think that would work. Nina chuckles. This isn't the first time I've done something like this. Flipping the comm switch, Nina informs the other pilots, scout ahead and draw their attention. We'll wait for the confusion to start before we head in. Roger, Roger, IS says in a mocking droid voice. As the other ship starts speeding past the DP-28, Nina looks over at Jada. You sure this masking idea is going to work? Jada nods her head. It should scramble DP-28's signal, but of course, we still will be visibly spotted. However, this one had to pull some reserve powers from the engine in order to get the power for what we need. Nina nods her head. Well, that's a good heads up. Okay. She reaches down, pulls out the little device, hands it over to Jada. Says, plug this into the ship. It should allow us to track your friend Richard there, and you should also be able to use the comms to reach out to him. This one hopes Richard has found that device. Okay. Screen swipe back. You guys have located. Let me randomize it here. All right. 2 mines. I will move your tokens to where you have found these mines. Now, the question is, while I move these tokens and you guys are you looking in a group? Or are you looking individually? Or are you pairing off?
I'd say pairing off.
I would say the same.
Okay. So, since we are currently down 2 players, I will pair players here with people that are currently not here. So, I will say Crom. And because I can, Zoe. And then we will have Richard and Anamox. So, all right, you guys should be moved to roughly where it is. Now, so you know this has been taking you about 20, 30 minutes of looking, kind of really taking your time. You have searched over in this general area and then kind of started making your way around. So you searched like basically kind of started here. Someone started fanning out going down here. And you guys are basically wrapping up to try to come to the center here.
All right.
And you guys have located 2 mines.
Lovely.
So 1 each. They have not been set off. They have not been disturbed, but you have found the ground and you were able to spot basically just that kind of like the bouncing Betties where they have like the little stick things that every so often. Something similar to that. So Cromwell, we'll start with you. What would you like to do?
Well, can I flip this thing off so I can carry it without it going off in my hands?
Okay, so if you want to try to remove the mine without setting it off, that should be a technical demolitions.
Okay. Technical demolitions.
Yep.
Well, I don't have a technical demolitions, so
You have
I can
character
try
points.
rolling this.
Yep.
I do have character points.
And let me actually, before you commit, I will double check to see what Richard's stats are, and if he has better, and you can make the choice if you want to roll his or yours.
Okay.
Let's see.
Because I'm
He's not all that good. He's got 2d6
Richard
plus
over
2.
by me.
okay. I have 3d6 plus 1.
Okay. So I'll tell you what we'll do here. I'm going to roll for Richard, and even though for those that have played and are familiar with 5e, they have something referred to as assisting. They do not have anything like that in this system, but we will kind of finagle something because I believe there is something in the older second edition
Mr.
book of
DM,
this
I have a
system. So
question.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for Richard, and then we will see if he will essentially lower or increase your difficulty.
All right.
So he will attempt to
And
assist.
Is it,
So
is
he
it
has a
Adamox had a
10.
question.
Huh?
isn't
Adamox had
Richard
a
next
question.
to me, which means it would be Zoe helping
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Crom? Sorry,
Yep,
I
yep.
wasn't trying to kibitz there.
No, 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 no. Thank you for pointing that out. That was a flubber on my part. So yeah, Zoe is going to help, which I've already rolled those dice. So let's see if there's any difference if I need to add. That's not the right one. Technical. I get to add another die to that. Okay, so Zoe has a 12, which is enough to reduce the very difficult to a difficult.
Okay. Oh, I'm already feeling good because I didn't roll a 1.
That's good.
Let's see. I really need to stop closing my character sheet. I don't know why I keep doing that.
It's okay. Be like me. I've got like, let's see, 2, 3, 4, about 7 windows open.
Well, I'm already feeling good about this. I got a 15.
15. Alrighty then. Okay. Okay.
I already
So,
blew my arm off, didn't I?
so Zoe's going to be helping you, kind of like getting everything situated. We kind of determine the layout of where it is. You guys are able to kind of put your heads together to realize how it works with the pressure plate and things that, and how essentially they do cover it with the dirt, and that you guys are kind of gently scraping just a little bit of the dirt off to get to the edges of it. And the ideal is that you're going to try to find essentially the switch mechanism to deactivate. So unlike a bouncing Betty or something like that, where you'd see like the pull the pin and you shove it in or whatever, this one kind of
Yeah.
has like a little switch type mechanism. So you guys are going to kind of be going just a little here, a little there around the edges to try to find the switch. And then as you're working on it and things that you feel this kind of weird nub thing, and then you kind of press down on it, and you actually hear a from the mine itself. The little kind of stick thing that was up now starts to lower down. The mine is deactivated.
I'm gonna actually look at Zoe and give her a slightly approving smile.
She nods her head. She goes, "Whew, I'm so glad that didn't go off. That would suck to have had that happen twice."
Yes, yes, it would. Now, assuming it's deactivated, I can pull this thing out of the ground.
Yep.
Yes.
Once it's deactivated, you can basically scoop it up, and I wouldn't be throwing it around, but yeah, no, you
Oh,
can basically handle it like any grenade.
oh, I wasn't gonna throw it around. I have a plan for this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, so Adamox, we will go to you and Richard. How would you like to handle the
You
mine
see,
situation?
I know full well that I'm not going to be able to disable this thing, or at least that I'm not comfortable enough to make an attempt.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to take a glance over at Richard and I'm going to go, what's your take on this? Do we just try and use this as a trap for someone else for some other poor soul?
Um, he says we can leave it here. We can maybe put a marker. He says, but at the same time, I mean, Crom had a pretty good idea. The ideal of it is we're gonna have to try to get this to use against that Rancor, because if things do go belly up, I mean, that
Yeah,
and
that's true.
there are other people around. We might be able to use these in case they decide to come in and attack us. We can maybe set some traps up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We just kind of either
Um,
do our best to move this or leave it here.
well, he says,
Enemy comes along seeing some sort of bait we can place or something.
he says that's possible. He says, but the thing is, he goes and points in the general direction of the Coliseum. He says, that's over there. He says, and then he points in the opposite direction where that force field is. And he says, the force field's up over here. The pod's landing, and he kind of points out in the general direction. He says,
Fine.
around over here. So they aren't really going to be moving this way. So it's less likely they're going to find this mine, basically. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to move it.
Wow, that's lovely. Okay, above game, do we have any way to long distance contact Zoe or Crom or something?
Nope.
Because all
No
I know is
comms.
that, in character, all I know is that I am not comfortable doing this.
Yep.
They are better than I am.
Yep. Richard also
Alrighty.
does not want to do this. So you both are just going to be standing there looking at
Richard
you.
has one tip in it more than I do.
It doesn't matter. He's looking at you going like,
Yeah.
you got this. You can handle it. And you're like, no, man, you do this. You're the captain of the ship. Yeah, but we're not in the ship right now. And wait, I am the captain. You do it. That's an order.
Ah, crap. Okay. But you're helping me. If I'm dying because of this, you're dying because of it too.
Fair enough, he says. All right, so let me roll for Richard first.
All right, and
Remember,
let me
you
roll
have
for me as well while I'm here.
is that you have character points and you also have force points. You can use one or the other. So you can use
Oh God, that is painful.
okay, so you
What
can
does force
use
points do again?
okay, so you can use up to 2 character points, which essentially you can roll, and they act as wild dice with the 6. So if they get 6, you get to re-roll them. Or you can spend a character or force point, and it doubles the dice roll for what you have. Not the points, just the dice roll. So instead of rolling that 2D, you would be rolling 4D. Since you've already rolled, technically, I think at one point in time, it was ruled back in the day, you have to declare beforehand. I'm more benevolent. If you decide to use a force point, you can essentially roll 2 more die 6, and it would just add to the number. Or you can spend the 2 character points, and they will act as a sort of wild die. Your call.
Right. This is painful to look at.
Yeah, it is.
Because I
But
know there's
don't
no
tell me the
way in
number.
heck I am
Yeah.
going to succeed with the number I've
If you
got.
tell me and for those watching, if he tells me the number, he can't spend any character points. He has
I haven't told him the
all the way
number
up
yet,
until he
so
tells
far
me.
we're good.
Huh?
Uh, so force point lets me roll an additional 2 dice and add that number.
Correct.
Correct.
So yeah, since you rolled again, essentially it is going to add 2 more dice to it. It doubles
Okay,
whatever
and
dice you have is how it works. But since you've already rolled, that's what's
okay,
gonna happen. Now if you spend the
okay,
character points, the advantage to them is,
yeah,
especially since it's a 2 or a 2, if you do the force points, it's only 2 dice. If there are 6 on that for the force
yeah.
point, they're just 6s. If you get 6s on the character point dice, you get to re-roll those 6s.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of weighing my options as to whether it's really worth it to just effectively double what I got or not.
Tick, tock, tick,
Yeah, I think
tock.
I'm going to go ahead and shift. Well,
Would you like
one
it?
force point.
Or say, are you sure you want to do that?
One force point.
Okay. So remove a force point from your character sheet,
Yep.
and then take 2 die 6, and then re-roll those, and then add those on top of the number that you already had.
Right. And it still counts as with the wild die that I already rolled, correct?
The wild die you had already rolled, so the wild die is no
Yeah,
longer in
wanted to make
play.
sure.
You just add the number 2.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
All right, math time. So,
Math time.
and I do get 1 pip I get to add to this total.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to make sure I'm counting correctly. Sorry.
You're fine. This is something very important. You want to make sure you get this
11.
right.
I rolled an 11.
So, just out of curiosity, what kind of armor do you have?
Uh,
You got
Currently
armor
equipped, I
equipped?
have a concussion helmet and a blast vest.
Okay.
I didn't expect this to end well. It would have ended a lot worse if I didn't add in those two.
Possibly.
No,
So,
I'm telling you right now, if I didn't add anything, it would have been a lot worse.
um, possibly, and the reason why I say it that way is because a fail is a fail, no matter how much you
Yeah, no,
miss
I
the number
agree.
by.
I'm just saying, like,
Um, so yes, I will allow you to use the blast vest physical damage. Okay. So the mine is going to go off. You need to roll your strength and then add your
straight
physical.
strength, correct?
Yep, straight strength plus physical.
Alrighty. And then let me pull up the physical for that blast vest real quick.
Absolutely, because I got to pull up Richard's as well because I don't
Okay,
remember.
so that is an entire extra dice for that physical on the blast vest.
Nice.
So,
So,
and I do not currently have a minus to this, correct?
no, you currently do not have a minus.
Excellent.
Ooh.
All right, math.
Whoa.
And
That's
then I get to
20.
reroll the wild die.
Nice. So far, 27 is for Richard. He had a 6 on the wild die twice. Now I
Ooh,
get to roll the
nice.
damage
So
for the boom
now
boom.
let me add here.
Yep.
6 plus that. 14.
14. Let me jot that down real quick as I
Sure.
calculate what the explosion actually does. You said 14?
Yes, 14. A
Okay.
6, a 3. The 6 re-rolled into the 3 wild die.
Mhm.
And then 2, I believe it was 2 twos.
All right.
And
So
a 1.
as you both are trying to figure out how to get this mine done and things, and you start kind of working around, you don't know who's actually to blame, whether it's you or him. But at some point in time, you hear this kind of click as the thing just goes boom. Richard is actually fine. He gets kind of back a little bit and throws him about a couple meters back, and he's like, like hacking and coughing.
Right.
You, Adam Alex, my good man, are wounded.
Wounded.
Yep,
Okay. I'm just gonna hold my wounded. I'm going to flavor it to side and go.
that's fine.
Ow.
So, Karam, as you and Zoe have finally got this mine, you start walking back, and Zoe's going to say, "Well, I hope they were successful in finding a mine."
I think
As you see, like
they
this,
found it all right.
yeah. And then Zoe just kind of snickers and goes, "I'm just happy it wasn't me this time."
You know what, so? So am I.
Alrighty then. So,
Question.
mm,
Can I just use that one stim pack I have on myself real quick?
you can.
I mean, I prefer to not be wounded in combat.
Hey, I understand. So, as another kind of nicety bonus, is that with a stim pack, you can inject yourself and you do not have
Sorry, your
to.
mic's breaking up for me, so I have to wait for stream to catch up.
You're fine. You don't have to roll at a negative to heal yourself, unlike a med pack. So, yeah, you basically just pull this thing out, pop yourself, and then all
Gotcha.
the cocktail, that's when then that shot
Mm-hmm.
catches up with you and you go from wounded to stun, and then you just kind of lay there for a little bit and you're like, whoa, and you're pretty much fine.
Okay. And it's 1 use per stim pack, correct? I'm wanting to double check
Yes,
here.
1 use per stim pack.
Okay, I'll go ahead and mark my stim pack off then.
All right. Richard will look at you and say, "Are you okay?"
Barely.
Good. Get up. And he starts dusting himself off as he gets up. Well, that was a waste of time. We need to find the others.
I'm gonna start heading back over to the others and wave the kid along.
You don't see the kid.
So Richard starts
Oh,
heading back. I'm gonna let him know I'm gonna try and
okay.
look for another Healy item real quick.
That's fine.
Oh,
So
kid's
I can
gone.
move into the building I'm right
Let's
next to
get
and
moving.
do that.
You say that as you kind of walk up with to Richard, and Richard just goes, "Kid's gone."
Yep, kid's gone.
Oh, so he's just already left, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll catch up with you.
Yeah, no, that's why I said, "Come on," and then you're like, "I'm gonna go find it." He heard you. He just continued to walk on, so you can still do your search for it, but they're kind of going and doing their own thing.
Right.
At the
And then
moment,
because it's a specific Healy thing, it is search, correct?
correct. So go
Alrighty.
ahead and give me a search.
Alrighty. No minuses. However, I got a 1 on the wild die for a total of 7.
All right,
And that was the building right here.
all right. No Healy things.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I plan to search the one next to it as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you want to move on to someone else first, though.
Oh, I'm moving on. All right.
Okay.
All righty then.
My turn, I'm assuming.
What happened?
I was assuming seeing my team on the turn order.
Would you like to do anything?
I'm just going to look between Zoe and Richard and go, and just gonna kind of gesture the landmine that's like it's currently tucked under my arm. One successful. I'm taking yours. Didn't go so well.
He looks back in the general direction he came from. You can still see some kind of like the dust falling from the sky, and he says, "Not quite. We were kind of close, I think."
Well, we don't have. I don't know how much more time we have. Should we make an attempt at this? Do we want to wait for Adamox, or do we want to set this thing up and get ready?
He says, "We really need to wait on Animox." He says he's trying to find some heal stuff. He goes, "But who knows with all the stuff they have in here if he's going to be successful or not."
It could take hours. It could take minutes.
Agreed. Alrighty then. So,
Should we at least start setting up something by the arena?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think we should.
You have the map for stream in DM view.
Oh, nice. Why is it doing
Sorry,
DM?
I
No, you're
realized I
fine.
had stream open and I saw stuff that I probably shouldn't, so I figured
Probably
I'd
not have.
try and make you aware.
That's all right. I
I
don't
don't
know
know
why
what's
it's
what.
up in that
The
one.
screen's too small, so at least there's that. But I'll
No,
try to
you're
ignore that
fine.
in the future. Apologies.
No, I did that actually for what was it? I did that one time accidentally. I think on one of them, I just was like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, I either refresh it or something like that, and forgot to rejoin as player, or it kicked me out as rejoin as player.
If it helps at all, I'll try not to metagame it.
Yeah. It would be appreciated if you went metagame, but I mean,
Yeah,
life
I'm gonna do the
happens.
best I can to not.
Yeah. Life happens. I cannot be angry about that.
Yeah,
I mean, I could. But
until it's good, I'll just keep my eyes off the phone that I
yeah,
have
you're
stream
fine.
up
You're
on.
fine. Alrighty then. So let's double check. Oh, that's like way off. So I'll move you over here, and then we'll make the adjustment real quick. All right. Okay. Better. Okay. Boop. Alrighty then. So, Crom,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to do?
Yes. Well, since we're waiting for Adamox,
Mhm.
I'm working my way over to the arena,
Mm-hmm.
the Coliseum.
Yep.
And I'm just looking at Richard and discussing with him. So, how do we want to deal with this thing? We know there's other people out there. Don't know where they are. Best I can think right now is, and I'm just gesturing to the landmine, put this thing somewhere in its path and pray it takes out a leg.
Richard's going to say, I was actually kind of thinking we should be able just to yeet it, turn it on, yeet it, and shoot it. I mean, it's kind of risky, but this is what he says.
I mean, we could always plant it and then shoot it.
That too. You want to go down there and plant it?
I will go plant it. Zoe, do you want to come with me? Or do you want to stay here?
I will use the magic coin. Magic coin says no. She will stay with Richard in case he needs help.
All right.
I thought it was because he's going in the pit with a rancor.
That's probably what it is, but that's what she says. All right. So,
Stupid question. I don't know if it works in this system. The able to hold and move myself all at once. I don't know if it's a thing or
what do you
not.
mean, like hold action?
No. Like, I remember seeing a token system where you could basically drag your token and like when you're using the ruler, but it would move. It would show your token moving.
They have shortcuts for that. I just don't remember off the top of my head where it is. Add turn, switch map. If anybody knows in chat, they can let me know. But off the top of my head, I don't remember. They do have one, but I don't hardly ever use it.
That's not a big deal. I just thought it'd be more cinematic.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Perfectly fine. All right.
So, working my, Crom's gonna stop just at the entrance to the Coliseum, and just look up at it, going, take a deep breath,
All right.
and plant this thing.
Okay. So you look up as you take that breath, and you're gonna see the kid up on the top of the Coliseum, just kind of looking down. Now we are going to go to Adamox. Adamox, you are taking forever in this one area because you are in almost panic mode.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. Adamox is taking a longer time in this building because he's in panic mode. You guys don't have hardly any med packs, and you've just turned this whole building upside down, and you cannot find anything.
Right.
So,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
What were this one and the one I'm on top of right now different buildings?
Yes,
Or
they
was
are
it the
different
same and I
buildings.
just misremembered.
Yeah, you good?
So are we talking about the one I was just searching or the one that I've now moved myself on top of?
When you just moved yourself on top of this one, has already been checked. I didn't mark the other ones off, but
All right, I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
I
you're
can
fine.
think the ones that I've already searched other than that if you want, real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
I still have those memorized.
Don't worry about it. We roll on.
Okay. All right. Search, right?
Yep. If you're
Since I'm
specifically
being
looking
specific.
for. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so math. That was search, so that is 11.
11. We're gonna play a game.
For reference, at this point, if Adamox doesn't find one here, it's just gonna say, "Screw it,
that's fine.
my teammates are getting too far away. I need to go catch
You're
up."
fine. We are gonna play a game here on Dice Dorks that I played with my brother and my friend Wes when we played this game as a kid. You can actually see it on Crit Eating Grin. It is a game called Evens or Odds. Would you like evens or would you like odds?
I'm gonna go with odds.
Okay. You find one.
Let's go. All right.
Correction, you find two.
Even better.
Yep.
All right. In that case, I am going to make an internal celebration and immediately begin moving back to the pack.
Fantastic. Okay. So you can go ahead and start making your way to for token wise and everything else. So while we're
Alrighty.
doing that, we'll just kind of pick up where the Crom's looking up and sees this kid kind of on top of the building looking down at the Rancor.
I'm just gonna make a silent gesture to him and try to see if he can understand. Do you see the target?
He's not looking in your direction. He doesn't see you at all. He's literally
Okay.
still looking down at the like looking down in the Coliseum, I should say. Whether or not he's looking at the Rancor, you don't know.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of ignore him for the moment and go about planting this thing. It's not. I'm assuming the rain card's not smart to go. Oh, that's a landmine. I should avoid that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna plant this thing in the ground enough that it's not gonna get kicked out of the ground, but
Mm-hmm.
it and everyone can see it.
Absolutely. So go ahead and roll me a technical demolitions check.
Okay. One moment, please. Oh, that's.
Let me refresh
I
my
got a
brain.
6 on the wild die.
Nice.
I got a 13.
13. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Da-da-da-da. Ooh. Okay. Forgot that's how that worked. No, for how they want it to work.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Possibly a good thing. Okay. So you feel that you have it pretty much where you want it. Put a little bit of dirt on and things that you flip the switch. It's active.
Nice. I'm gonna look at the. I'm assuming I can see Richard and Zoe.
Yes, they're walking around with you.
I'm gonna give them a thumbs up and kind of make a gesture of firing a gun
Mm-hmm.
and pointing at. I'm trying not to alert this thing as best I can, so I'm doing this all with sign language.
No, I got you. Totally
I'm
got
gonna.
you.
I'm making a gesture of firing a gun to essentially get its attention,
Right.
and then running,
Right.
or at least getting out of the line of fire.
Okay. So as you're kind of like trying to do this stuff, they're kind of looking at you and using insight. Richard is going to kind of nod his head as he starts reaching for the heavy blaster that he has. And before he can unholster said weapon, a shot rings out from behind you, Crom. And the surprise, you got hit.
Okay.
So roll me your strength, and if you have any kind of energy defenses like a vest or anything like that.
I never actually got any armor.
Really?
I
That
never
sucks.
got any armor.
That sucks.
I got weapons.
Okay, so just your straight 5d6 then.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright. Uh, 8,
Doo-doo.
10, 13,
I'm liking the sound of that.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. And a
Fantastic.
6 on a wild die.
Fantastic. So for those of you that do play the system, I do have a house rule of if they were to, just to kind of toss it out there, if they were to tie numbers, I rule in favor of the player and he would not get sun. It would be a near miss. But he did say 23, so you beat it by 1. So,
Lovely.
yup. Near miss, baby. Boom. Alrighty then. So, if you'd be so kind, please roll me. Let me double check. Come on, brain.
You want
Zoe's
me to roll
perception to
perception?
make sure. 3d6 plus 1 for Zoe.
3d6 plus 1.
Yes, I do
Okay.
believe hers was highest.
Yep. I Derber checked.
Oh, stay in the bowl.
Yeah. Stay in that bowl.
And a wild die does not matter here, correct?
Here, no, it does not.
Okay. Let's see. That's 12. And you said add a plus 1?
Correct.
15.
15. Would the party like to go first or second?
I would like to go first.
Okay.
First sounds nice.
It does sound nice. Alrighty then. So, Richard, I will ask you, how many actions would you like to take?
Richard's not here.
Oh, I said Richard. Sorry,
You're
I thought I
asking
said
yourself
Crom.
here.
My bad.
I was like,
My
wait.
my brain.
Richard...
My brain. Y'all, be patient. It's been one of them nights. Crom, how many actions would you like to take?
Two, please. I'm just sitting here going, wait, something's not right.
Doing it live. These things
Yeah.
happen. These things do happen.
happen.
All right, so Adam Mox, how many actions would you like to take?
2.
Okay. Richard will not break formation, and neither will Zoe. Then I will make the determining factor for the enemies of what they want to do. Alrighty then. So right here is where I'm going to suggest that we take a little bit of a break before we get into the combat, so everybody can kind of refresh their drinks, use the facilities and what they need to do.
Alright.
Would be about maybe 10-15 minutes, so please join us after the break. Refresh your own things and do all that kind of fun stuff too.
Alright, I will be right back then.
Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully the technical difficulties are a thing in the past. And look, along the way we picked up Richard. Richard, how you doing this evening?
I am existing.
This is good. I'm glad you're existing, friend. We caught Richard up to speed, and we are now at the first actions of the combat. So, who would like to go first?
How many am I taking?
I wanted or marked you down for 2. Would you like to make an adjustment?
That's fine. I'll take 2.
Okay. So, who would like to go first?
At the moment, I think I'll go third.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to Richard whether he wants to go first or second.
Zoe will go last.
I can go first.
Okay.
So I will move into cover.
Okay.
Right about here.
And for those of you that have been watching, just so you know, I'm rechanging the cover from homebrewed, what I had been doing previously, to the what it is. So now, to alleviate confusion, when the characters, whether the players or the NPCs, get behind cover, it makes it harder for them to be hit. All right. So Richard moves to cover. We're going to say you have... we're gonna say half cover.
Okay.
All right. So, Adamox, what would you like to do?
Probably start making my way over to this building that Richard is either in or next to, I'm probably going to attempt to climb up on my next turn, however much movement that takes.
Okay. So these are 5-meter squares. You have 30 meters worth of movement. Go ahead and move
Was
your
it 30?
token.
I thought it was only 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking D&D. 10 meters
You're
worth
good.
of movement, 30 feet for
Yeah, so
D&D.
5 to where I'm at, and then 10 would be on top of Richard, but I'm basically going to be starting to make my way up that building he's
Sure.
in next to
Absolutely.
for the
So
rest of my movement, however much you want to declare that to
2
be.
have moved.
Oh,
Crom.
that's a Rhodian. Okay.
Yep, there's a Rodian and a dude that looks like he's got some kind of face covering over his eyes.
I almost thought the Rhodian was some kind of bug. I didn't recognize it without the green skin.
Yeah, well, you're fine. Yeah, they come in a little bit different colors than just green. But green is typical.
Yeah. Okay, so excuse me. Let's see. I'm going to make a move for this building right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of call out, do you really want to do this right now?
Um,
I don't even know if they speak Wookiee.
that's actually really good. So you shout that. Let's see if they actually can understand what you're saying. Let's have them roll a language. Okay. They seem to kind of understand slightly. As there's a momentary pause, and you hear the Rodian speaking in Basic. And the Rodian, she says, "We don't want to die no more than you."
And I'm just going to call back, look, we are getting rid of the bigger issue. Help us take care of that, and then we can get out of here.
Okay, so you give me a persuasion check, which I believe is perception? Question mark? Yes, it is a perception.
Perception. Okay. This is probably going to. This is probably going to end badly. That's not my dice. That's my food bowl.
It's only these kind of shenanigans you will find on Dice Dorks and Dangers, streaming live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, would you like to spend a force point or any character points, just out of curiosity?
I'm going to actually spend a force point because I really want this to succeed.
Okay. So, double your dice for the persuasion roll then.
2d4 or 46.
Yeah, 46. Now, since you spent the force point, that stays active for the entirety of this round. So, on your
Alright.
next action, whatever you do is double dice.
All right. 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 10.
10. The dude who looks like he's got a face covering is going to say, even if we handled the bigger problem together, you're just going to shoot us in the back. Might as well take care of you now.
On my honor as a Wookiee, I will not shoot you in the back.
Just the front. Okay, so Zoe will take this time as you guys are bantering to, let me see, double check. Because I was slightly confused in how they did this stuff. Damage blaster rifle. I could have sworn he had an actually functioning heavy blaster pistol, because didn't someone give him a power pack for it?
Who?
Richard?
No, Zoe.
Pretty
No,
sure.
I think she got a regular blaster rifle and a working thing for it. I gave her a pack for a blaster rifle. That's what it was, and
Okay,
she had a
okay,
blaster rifle that had no pack.
okay.
I think it was like you ruled that one of them used the same pack as the
The
rifle, and she
sporting,
used
the
her
heavy
pack.
blaster, and the blaster rifle all use the same. And she
Yeah,
will have
I'm
placed
currently
it.
the one with the sporting.
Okay. Okay, because it's on the sheet. So you've got the sporting, he's got or she has the power pack, and the dice have determined that because she believes that the blaster rifle is still functioning based off of the last roll, she will be attempting to use that to shoot. Da-da-da-da-da. So she whips out the blaster rifle and tries to make a shot at the dude over here. And when she does, it kind of makes a cycle, but you don't hear anything. And then she kind of looks at it. And she's like, stupid thing's jammed. And that will be her action. Alrighty. So, dude with the head covering is going to shoot at Zoe because Zoe is still open.
Quick question.
Yeah,
The kid?
good call. I forgot about the kid. Okay. The kid will. Kid will do 4 stuff. Which I will do this. Give me just a second. Okay. So the kid will drop down and force land on a building here, pulling and activating the lightsaber. And that is all the kid's going to be able to do. That will change the guy's mannerisms. He's not going for Zoe. Now he's going for the kid. That is 10. Believe it is within range. Let me double check the snap here. Boop. Yep, that is within range. So kid is going to be getting hit. Kid. Kid will burn his other action for parry. Doesn't really want to do that, but it's gonna beat not getting hit. Let me double check his lightsaber dice, and then I have to make the subtractions. And then he took 2 actions, and then pulled weapon, and then he did that for the force footing. Okay. Whew. So. Alright. The kid is not able to deflect the bolt back. However, he instinctively kind of slaps the saber up, which smacks the bolt off the blade and then embeds into I will say the wall of the Colosseum. The girl, the Rodian, is going to actually verbally shout, Jedi! And then she's going to try to take a shot. She does not have the same type of ranged weapon. And subtract 4. The fact that she has taken action. Okay, that is a flat miss. She takes a shot, and then it kind of goes in his direction, and then he, pow, does the same thing. So their actions are done. top of character actions. Who would like to go first for this round of action?
Are you interested, Crom, or should I?
You can go ahead of me. I will go. I will go second.
Okay.
In that case, I'll go right after Crom.
All right. Sounds good.
I will say, if you can deal with either one of these, I will go after whichever one you take out.
Well, I gonna take a shot at that guy.
Okay. So you're taking a shot at the Rodian. Which weapon are you using?
The blaster pistol. It's the only range thing I have.
Okay. And then what is the short range, medium range, and long range?
Let's see. So it's 3 to 10, 30, 120.
Okay. So you are within medium range.
Yep.
Okay. So that is a moderate difficulty. And she does have slight cover, about a quarter cover.
That is 12.
12. That is a miss. The shot ends up impacting on the wall where she's kind of, standing over, but it's just enough. Pow! It hits that, and she kind of flinches a little bit. Okay. So, Crom, you're up.
All right. So I don't have the stats for the shock prod.
Shock prod is 5d6 sun damage, and it is a easy. Yeah, it should be an easy for the attack, but you have to be like in melee range.
Okay.
The electro jabber?
Yeah,
Yes,
that
the
one.
electro jabber.
That just says strength plus 2d.
Oh, does it? I thought the electro jabber was a 5d6 stun. Then I made a boo boo.
That's frying pan.
Oh, that's where the boo boo came in. So, yeah, difficulty is easy. So you do have to be in melee range, and then
I-
basically
I
make an easy
just-
check.
Yeah, I just have to move about there. Okay. Oof, excuse me. I'm gonna hit my rage.
Okay.
Pull up my electro jabber and move into and make it swing at this guy right here.
Okay. So raging good, and then electro jabber pulling is essentially going to be the action. Would you like to take an additional 1d6 for the motion to get there?
Sure.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to attack because you ended up not this round anyways. If you fall through with this, you pulled out a weapon, which is an action, and then you turn around and moved. And then rage is just a freebie, so. Now, since you did spend the force point, are you sure you want to follow through with this one?
Technically, am I not within a range here?
Technically, no, because he's on a building and you're like behind cover and there's an elevation difference.
All right. Yeah. I'm not gonna rage this turn. I'm actually gonna take a. I'm gonna take a shot at him.
Okay.
With
That little bowcaster type thing you had?
Yes, the little
Okay.
bowcaster thing.
All right. So it's going to be an additional negative d6 because you're basically pulling that weapon out because I don't think you had it equipped.
I do not have it equipped. No.
Okay, so an extra 1d6 and then you can take the shot. So you should be at a negative 2d6 for taking 1d6. Excuse me, negative 1d6 for taking 2 actions, and then another negative d6 for essentially quick drawing.
Okay, so I just roll a d6 then.
What's your blaster normally?
My bowcaster is 2d6 plus 2.
Let me double check to make sure that that's the actual stat you use.
No problem.
Don't forget it's a repeating crossbow, not an actual boltcaster.
Yeah, it's not an actual bowcaster, so it's a blaster. You'd be using the
Okay,
blaster skill.
So I'm just rolling straight dexterity then.
Yep. -2.
So just a 1d6 then.
Yep.
A 7.
7. He is not behind cover. Yeah, that hits.
All right. I need to figure out what I need to roll for damage for this.
Damage is.
2d2 plus 2. I had the sheet up.
Thank you.
2d2 plus 2. Okay.
Sorry,
Alright,
d6. I said
you're
2.
yeah,
My bad.
you're fine. It is okay. I do it a lot of times too.
8.
8. Takes that shot like a champ. It is a near miss.
All right.
Alrighty then. So Adamox, you are up.
Alrighty, and then me and Richard are both at the same building. I believe he was on the ground, and I was about to start climbing upstairs to go to the roof. Or is that gonna take my whole
Sure.
movement to go to the roof right in that square? A little bit?
I'll be generous for this one and say no, that it'll be kind of just going into.
Alright, then I'll do that. Pull out the blaster rifle that I have. I believe it was the sporting one, and
Okay.
just kind of sit there because I
Alright.
don't want to take the extra action to shoot.
Alrighty then. Weapon comes out as you get to the top of the area there. I'm going to state that you have half cover from where your positioning is.
Okay. Well,
Alrighty then.
that's my turn.
Yep. Kid. What does the kid want to do? Kid's not going to do anything. He's just going to kind of wait to essentially continue his pairing of the shots. He doesn't feel like getting close because it's going to cause complications, he feels. Okay. Dude's going to try to take a shot at the kid. That is also going to be a miss. He takes a shot. Kid just bounces it right off. Rodian's turn. Same thing. You guys are going to be hearing the Rancor start roaring, and since you guys are close enough, now you can actually hear what sounds like shaking, moving, and chains rattling. Richard, do me a favor.
Yes.
Roll me a perception spot, which I will fill you in on that later. You don't have the skill because I've just added it.
So just roll a perception.
Correct.
7.
7. Okay. As all this is going on, you hear what almost kind of sounds like a woman's voice coming from your boot. Okay. So, Richard, do me a favor. Roll 3d6 and add +1? Question mark? Don't have your guys'
Okay.
stuff memorized yet. Yeah, it's a +1.
I don't know which one of those dice that was.
That's not good.
11.
11. Okay. Okay.
Wait,
so
+1?
+1. Yep. Enemy will be going first because they're going to tell you they got higher than 12. Okay. So, before I get to them, how many actions would you guys like to take this round? Richard?
2.
Crom?
2.
Adamox?
Sorry, my
You're fine.
your mic glitched out for me as you said my name too.
Yeah. 2. Okay. And then Zoe will not break rank. She will also do 2. Who would like to go first?
I will go second again.
Okay.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I will go third.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Enemies go first.
Okay.
All right. So the dude's got the head covering. Tries to take a shot at the kid. 13. That would be a hit. Kid will default back into attempting to parry shot. Oh, yeah. No, that's not going to hit him. All right. Let me tally that up and write it down. That's the new difficulty to hit. So it's 15, 16, 17, 18. So they have to hit 18 to hit him. All right. Now, the Rodian will... The Rodian is going to lob a grenade.
It's coming in my direction.
Okay. I love my job
Do
sometimes.
I even
Okay.
want to know where he's lobbing this thing?
Well, the Rodian picks up the grenade, activates it for what we always refer to as dead man switch, was impact. Goes to throw it, and it kind of rolls back off of the fingers and will impact on something behind the Rodian.
Oh no.
Come on.
So that's what happens sometimes when you get a nat 1 on these dice.
I almost feel bad for the guy.
I don't.
Almost.
All right. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. She's dead. It goes off and just basically just boom. He has as her body gets yeeted onto the ground for a
How
good
many
10
dismembered
meters
parts
away.
were there?
Go.
Yep. So it did. All right. Take her out of the combat.
Oh. Come on.
This guy's gonna get a little antsy now. He is going to dip. You see him kind of looking around, like his head's moving around, and then he just goes whoop, and he is no longer visible.
Lovely. Did we see where he dipped off to, or just that he dipped?
He dipped, so he went like backwards, and then now he's gone.
Gotcha.
All right, Adamox, what would you like to do? He is essentially, for game statistic, has full cover. You cannot see him.
Lovely.
Yup. If you have any kind of grenades.
Hell yeah, I still have 3 of those. Let me check range real quick to see if I actually want to do that.
40 meters is the max, but that would be difficult. I believe 20 meters up to 20 meters is a moderate.
Yeah, he's
15.
Yeah, he's at least 15 meters away, assuming he's still in that same square he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna set it with the 5-second delay, shout
Absolutely.
nade, and throw a nade.
Absolutely. Give me a dexterity grenade check.
Alrighty, I do believe I have a straight 3 in that. Yes, I do.
Nice. And then you took
And
2
I
actions.
declared 2 actions, so I take 1 away from that, correct?
Absolutely. He's catching on, folks.
I'm learning.
Yay, Adamox.
That is a 6.
Ted is a 6.
That is a 6.
Do me a favor. Roll me a singular d6.
As a wild die or no?
Just a regular old d6.
Okay.
I have to bust out my random
2.
grenade chart here. 2. Okay. Doesn't go behind you.
So at the very minimum, it goes in front of me.
Sort of. Let's use a red tint. Boop. It
Lovely.
goes right here.
Oh, lovely.
Uh,
Definitely. Oh wait, I'm
already
on
then.
top of a roof, and it's hit the ground. I hope that helps me in some capacity.
It could. Let's see here. I am going to require Adamox and Crom to give me strength checks. If you have
Alright.
any armament for physical damage, you may add it.
I don't, but
You're
okay.
fine.
We're considering this for front, correct? Because I
We're
still
considering
have.
this for Blast Vest.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because my blast vest I took damage to already, so that'd be at a -1. So that has nothing left for.
No, the Blast Vest is still functioning.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
I was gonna ask because I also have a concussion helmet equipped as well.
You're fine.
All right.
Just
So
to refresh my memory, do wild dice count?
Yes, when you absorb damage, wild dice, when you get a 6 count. On a 1, they do not. It's just a standard 1.
Alright.
okay, and we
I
are
got a
going with the
6.
blast vest, and add that to the strength as well, correct?
Yep. Sounds good.
Am I taking a minus to this strength because of the whole
Nope.
taking 2 turns thing, or no?
Nope, you do not. Not when.
Wanted to verify.
Yep.
Alrighty then. And you said physical?
Yep, it is physical.
Math.
21.
He did also ask about the concussion helmet, if that would be added.
No, just the vest.
Okay.
Because technically it works a little bit different. I'm being generous and basically letting you guys, I'm picking and choosing, or letting you guys pick and choose, and you can only pick one or the other. The blast
Right.
vest wasn't damaged, so I'm pretty sure it's got higher. Whichever,
Okay,
I'm
then,
fine with.
15.
Got what? 15?
Just quick question, does the building give me that I'm in count for any cover?
It does, and you guys don't need to worry. Grenade goes off right there. You guys are fine. Some dust, debris, light peppering with some, as Wes used to say, debris. Some debris.
Debris.
Yeah.
Just a
Long
bunch of
story.
debbies.
Yep. But yeah, no, you guys are fine. Alrighty then. So that was
I'm going to
Adamox.
acknowledge that
Crom,
by merely saying that could have gone better.
Yes.
your turn.
So he's just hiding, right? He's not actually gone.
Yeah, he's hiding. You don't know where he went. You don't know what he did. You just know he's not there visibly.
Oh, Curry. Another problem we don't need to deal with this thing. Um. Well. I have no idea where he is. I could. And he went this direction, correct?
Yep, went in that direction. He
Uh,
went behind him,
okay.
flanked to the
So,
north.
okay. I want to get on top of this building and do a search
Sure.
for a spot.
Okay. So I will allow both to be in one action. So do need a strength jumping if you have it.
Okay. I don't
Neat.
have. I actually do have jumping.
Nice. So go ahead and
Actually
give
have
me that
jumping.
check. Yep.
Okay. 5d5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15.
15. Okay, that is good. Now give me the perception spot.
Perception spot. Okay. It's 11. That's 14.
Boop. He's right there. He essentially dipped down off the building.
Lovely.
Yep. So those are your actions. Richard, you hear just this kind of this female's voice inside of your boot.
I'm going to inspect my boot.
Absolutely.
I want to know why it's talking.
No check required. You just take your boot off, and as you get your boot taken off, you hear Jada's voice going, "Richard, are you there? Help! Richard, answer. Are you there, Richard? Richard!" And there's just this little device sitting there that I believe it was last game session or the one prior to you thought was kind of like this weird rock or something in your boot, and you never checked it out afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I will retrieve the device.
Absolutely, and you kind of pull the device, put your boot back on. I will allow you to respond.
Jada, what's going on?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad this one is so happy that you're still alive. We're here, and we're coming to you.
What do you mean, we?
Jada tried to call in some favors, but they couldn't get help in time. So Jada had relied upon the bounty hunter Nina Sato and her resources to assist in getting you back.
Jada, this sounds very expensive.
Jada will talk to Richard about it later.
I don't like the sound of that.
All right. So that's yours. Zoe is going to make the attempt to clear the. Oh my god. Okay. Wait. That was a DM die. I will be generous. Because that was a 1 on the die. That's a 6. Okay. All right. 11, 12, 13. Okay, so Zoe is basically going to start fighting with this blaster rifle to try to get it on Jan, which she was trying the last turn unsuccessfully. I just don't think I stated it. And she's making headway, but it's still jammed. Okay. Believe I've covered all the players, correct?
Think so?
Kid.
Thank you.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I need to write kid down, but I'm just too lazy. Okay. That's an awful way long to jump. I don't even think he could do that with a force jump. We'll try.
Want to bust his legs.
He's got the skill. 6, he took 2. So it's a -1. And then he's going to I'm trying to think how this actually works. I gotta make the die roll first. So ability enhanced. And doing so it ends up subtracting, and we end up taking. This is the fun part about doing the Jedi stuff because it's a lot more dice and a lot more math. All right. I'll be damned, he actually did.
Math is hard.
All right, so yeah, this kid just kind of crouches down, and you just see him yeet right over to this building. He goes kind of at an angle, super high, and then just kind of lands, and you just kind of see him skid as the lightsaber kind of goes around as he catches his balance. All right.
Did that kid just turn himself into a rocket?
Yup. The dude's gonna look around and notice Crom. And he is going to attempt to shoot at Crom, but Crom has, from vantage point, half cover. That will add to the difficulty to be hit. And I can already tell you that's not a hit. So this dude takes a pop shot at you. Pow! It just embeds right into the wall. Alrighty. So So now everybody hears the familiar sound of engines on a ship.
Lovely. I'm not
Mhm.
taking my eyes off this guy, but lovely.
All right. So, who would like to go first for this time?
I will go first this time.
All right.
Mm,
Would like to go second?
I'll go third.
Okay, that makes it easy. Zoe will go last.
I'll go second.
Yep. All right. So, what are we doing, Crom?
Uh, so if I look up to where the engine noise comes, is that a full action or is that just like a
No,
reaction?
that's just kind of a reaction thing. It's a freebie.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take a quick glance to see what that noise is
Mhm.
to make sure it's actually friendly.
You believe it to be friendly. As you look up, it kind of looks like the silhouette of the DP-28.
Gonna see Chrome give the equivalent of a Wookiee grin.
Nice. All
I'm
right.
just gonna look down at this guy and go, "You want to get out of here? Drop your weapons." And just look at the kid. "You want to come with us?"
Um, the dude is gonna look at you confused, but then he'll look up at the ship and he will just drop his weapons.
"Good boy." And I'm gonna point over to Richard and say, "Go over to them. Don't cause problems."
Go now. I love it. The
Go.
Wookiee directing traffic.
Go. Why are you stopping? Go. Also, imaginary stop sign. Go.
Right? Alrighty then. So the ship will actually be getting closer. And what you're actually going to be seeing is that the walls those energy walls they seem like they're getting closer. And then it seems like they start getting bigger. But then they start blipping and then they just completely get undone. So they completely go down.
Nice.
The ship will basically kind of tilt and yaw and like get in, I'd say like danger close. Um as it's really kicking some dust up and things that I don't think I have a token for. Let me double check just so that way we can kind of represent. I do not have a token for it. Okay. Oh, wait, I see a thing that says ships. DP-28. Yep, just got to resize it, but yep. We do have it. I thought so. Boop. All right, then. So, where's the little turn thingy?
I do not know.
I don't either. Close enough. I don't care. So it'll turn in the direction basically to get like where the ramp is. Actually, no, it won't. It's gonna go fly down low, and then you're actually going to be seeing the engine lift where the engine room is. He has a lift that basically kind of goes down. As it goes down, it's basically gonna get really close to where the buildings and things that are. So does everybody want to jump in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Keep an
It's
eye out with the blaster if I need to shoot, but yes.
yeah, you're fine. Um, yeah, no. Everybody's just gonna be able to kind of jump. Jedi kid deactivates the lightsaber, uh, reholsters it to his belt, and basically just kind of hop, skip, jump, gets right on there. The dude, that tossed down his weapon doesn't even think twice, just starts heading your guys' direction.
Be the last one on. Make sure everyone else gets on.
Yep,
Oh god, the
everybody that
ship's
was
going to
there.
try to eat us.
Yep, nope. Alrighty then. So, All right, you guys are on. Let us actually move you to proper tokens here, or proper map. Boop.
Question.
Hmm.
Can I immediately make my way to the guns? Or one of the top or bottom guns, whichever would be easier.
Yep. You guys will have that option.
Alright, I'm going to instantly do that the second I'm on board.
Absolutely.
Knowing things will probably have to shoot out.
Yeah.
All right. Boop. And then we got Zoe. Then we've got Richard. And then we've got
Oh, shh.
From.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will resize for everybody watching. That way you can get a decent idea of what everybody is doing. Okay.
I need to change my battery. 1 second.
Yep, you're fine. Okay. So that should be visible and fine. Yeah. So you guys are going to be able to get on. The lift ends up going up. And then you guys start scrambling where you want to go. So we know Adamox is going right to the guns. Kron, what were you doing?
My guns.
Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
So
Fresh battery.
nice. So where are you going?
I am going to, well, since this guy's getting on the ship, I'm gonna essentially just point him at the cargo hold and tell him to stay in there.
Guy just kind of looks in your general direction, confused, as he's got like this mask covering where all his eyes are, and he nods his head and says, "Okay." And he just starts walking over in the general direction where the cargo hold is, finds the door, it shoots open, he walks in.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make my way for the top gun.
Okay.
I'm assuming Adamox went for the bottom gun.
I went for top, but we can say I went for
Nope.
bottom instead.
Nope, I can go for bottom this time.
They're arguing who's
Whatever
top
works
and
for you,
bottom.
man.
All right,
Woohoo.
Richard.
I am going to the cockpit.
Okay. So you end up heading
And
to the cockpit, and you guys can tell on these ships, essentially they have kind of like atmosphere, gravity wells, and all that kind of fun stuff. So even though the ship's like really moving and turning and things, that to a degree it's not flipping you around and things that, but you can still kind of feel the movement. And you can tell whoever's flying this, it's not Jada. They are, I mean, they've got way more skill. And you can feel it. It's your ship. You know how she handles. Yeah, once she basically picked you guys up and everything was secured, she basically kind of, went up, turned around, and the pilot ended up kind of going and basically started tearing backside towards Atmel. You go to the cockpit, door opens, and Jada's in the co-pilot seat. Kit starts kind of hovering towards you, beeping and booping, as Nina, the bounty hunter chick, is in essentially your seat in the pilot chair and just heading right to the out of atmosphere.
So I'm going to look at him and go, good timing. I did not want to fight a Rancor.
Jada looks at you confused, and Nina just kind of goes, "What?"
That Coliseum right next to where you picked us up,
Yeah.
there's a chained up Rancor in there.
Oh, lovely. Can't say it. I haven't heard of that one. It's just first time this year, she says.
Is there comms in the guns? I'm assuming.
Yep, comms. Essentially, you can patch in, and everybody can hear throughout the ship.
So I'm just gonna say to the cockpit, we have 2 guests in this ship. I don't know what you want to do with them, but they're with us right now. Do with them what you will.
Jada looks a little confused, and then Nina's like, "Oh, okay." Like she's just as confused, but she's actually that okay look, or when she says okay, she kind of is giving Richard a specific look like, do you want me to handle them or do you want to handle them and let me fly? She's not saying it, but she's kind of giving you that look.
You're doing fine. I'll handle it.
Okay.
One of them's a force user. Don't ask.
Yeah,
Long
when she
story.
says one of them's a force user, she goes open her mouth and you're like, don't ask, and cut her right off. And she's like, okay.
Long story. We can get into that when we're out of this.
Alrighty then.
The other one, honestly, I just want to drop him on the nearest planet. I don't even know why he was picked up.
You're just gonna hear over the comms.
I'm
I gave him a chance. He wanted to run.
Yeah, well, I don't make it a habit to give people rides that shoot at me.
I am well aware of this. I am
To
well
be
aware
fair,
of
they
this.
didn't have much of a choice.
No, they had
Richard,
choices. Zoe's
if he
gonna say
causes
as she's
issues, I'll kill.
yeah, as you hear
Richard,
the
if he causes
cockpit.
issues, I'll kill him myself if he causes issues.
He's your problem now.
Yes, I'm aware of this. Sorry, Dan.
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So as the DP-8 is moving quickly through the atmosphere, a YT-2400 exits the main docking port of the Gilded Array and moves to intercept. The ship is faster than the DP-28 and seems to catch up really quick without much notice. Beeping can be heard from the display as you guys haven't really taken time to go and do. But you actually, Richard, as you're kind of going and doing, when you go to make the turn, you actually see that there's a woman in armor that looks like that whisper chick. She's sitting right next to the sensors and things and she says, "We got an incoming ship." And then you're gonna feel the DP-28 shake and it kind of lurches a little bit, and then she yells, "Dang ferret! We need to get clear of this thing and jump fast because if we don't get clear of him, he is gonna be able to track us." And Nina goes, "Yeah, I know." And as you guys kind of get through, you can kind of look at the viewport and see the stars and things that Crom and Adamox, you're kind of looking around. You can actually see the ship pretty freaking close on your backside as shots had been fired and everything else. Doesn't seem like it did any damage, just close enough. But you actually are going to see that there is the skyhook, which is essentially kind of like in this half in and out, like at the very tippy top of the planet's atmosphere. And you're going to see all these fighters, and you're going to see about 3 other ships. From where you are, you can't make out the models, but you can tell they're a little bit bigger, and they're kind of dogfighting. You see laser blast going everywhere and all that kind of fun stuff. All right. So, since you've decided to let Nina pilot, she is going to say over the comms, "If you ain't strapped in, strap in now." As everybody just kind of feels this as you guys start moving very quickly. You've not gone to hyperspace, but you start moving very quickly.
And I'm grabbing the seat.
Absolutely. So you end up grabbing the seat. Crom, would you like to take a shot?
Yes, I would like to take a shot.
Absolutely. So let me pull up your stats for the ship if I remember what I done with them. Vehicles. Nope.
Isn't it under mechanical Starship Gunner?
It is, but you also should get some bonuses for using those weapons.
PB1 for fire control.
Thank you. So you add an extra D6 to your fire control.
So, sorry, what am I rolling?
So you're rolling mechanical Starship Gunnery, and then you're adding whatever that is, 1d6 on top of that.
So, I don't have Starship Gunnery, I have Starship Shields.
Nope. So it won't count for that. So you just roll your mechanical, whatever that dice is, and then add an extra D6 to it.
Okay.
And then-
So, I'll be rolling a 46 then.
Sounds good. While you're rolling that, Adamox, would you like to take a shot?
I would like to shoot the ship that is chasing us, yes.
Okay. So
I
go ahead.
assume the starship gunnery plus 1d6, you said?
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
13.
13, you said?
Ooh.
Yes.
Let me math real quick.
Sure. Ta-da.
14 with a 1 on the wild die.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. Let me double check
You maybe.
his stats for dodging. Tech Loathe. The Lucky Strike. 8 plus he gets his control. Any token action.
Oh, by the way, I cannot move my token on this map.
Oh, you're fine. We know where you're at.
I know where I'm at. I just letting you know.
No, you're good. Yeah, no. You start taking shots, and you can tell this dude is really good at piloting. He's just kind of banking in and out. Judging from the speed Nina essentially is going, it's not all out. It's the one underneath of that high speed. So she's going really quick. She's really pushing it. This dude is keeping up, all while essentially dodging your guys' shots. Let me think here. Jada is going to look at Richard and say, take the seat. And she's going to get up and then move over to a computer console nearby.
Okay.
All right. So, if required, you can assist with piloting, or you can actually switch it over from Nina to you if you so wish to. You just got to let her know because she is sitting in the pilot's chair, technically. All right.
She seems to have a handle on things.
He does have a handle on things. Smart move. All right.
It's that self-preservation kicking in.
Right? Okay. So as it's all going, shots are going to be ringing back towards you. They are going to hit. So, Richard, since it is your ship, you are going to be rolling hull damage, and then you're going to be adding your shields to that as well. As Jada has essentially put all your shields in the back of the ship so that way you would not get hit as hard.
There's a lot of zeros on hull and shield skills on the character sheet for the ship.
Yeah. Let me double check because you should have your stats here. You have hull should be 4d6 and then shields is 1d6, so a total of 5d6.
Okay.
Yeah, double check Lucky Strike. See, make sure I got the right dice. Damage. Oh, it's a good thing, huh? All right. So, dude's apparently not flying by himself because it appears that while he's flying and moving, much like you guys, there's other shots going on all while doing that. But that's not the important part. The important part's what's coming up.
11. Do I roll those two separately or together?
Together.
Okay. So 11. 24.
You're lucky. All right. So as the shots are kind of going and like hitting things that not doing much damage, what Richard was rolling for was apparently he launches a concussion missile your guys' way. The shields absorb all that, but they also go down because it's essentially overloaded. You're now shieldless. So Crom, you want to take another shot?
Yes, I would
Okay.
like to take another shot. So, what? That is a 13.
13. All right. So that is a hit. Go ahead and give me some damage.
What am I rolling for damage? Sorry.
Your damage should be. Let me double check. That's fire control. Do you have it pulled up, Tim?
Damage just says 4, I believe.
46 then.
PB 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 46.
Yep.
2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 8. No, wait. 4,
Okay.
7,
And then Inamox, you want to take a shot
13.
while he's doing that? You said 13?
13.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to shoot it.
All right.
Shoot the guy again.
Absolutely.
You said it was Starship Gunnery plus 1d6, correct?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Give me just a second then. Math time. Woo!
Math time.
Hold up. I gotta count this up. Hold on.
That sounds good.
He
I like
actually
that.
sounds happy.
I know, right?
I'm
I like
slightly
that sound.
terrified he's going to kill us.
I was happy once.
22 and when you include the 1 pip. I rolled 3 6s and a 3 on the wild die.
That is fantastic. Let me double check his stuff here. That is hull and his shields. Alrighty then. So it appears that you guys are starting to wear him down because the shields start kind of flickering on his ship. You can actually
I didn't
see
roll
it.
damage, by the way, for that shot I took.
I thought that was damage.
No,
You
that was
hit.
just a
Roll
hit.
damage. Sorry. My
Okay,
apologies.
sorry. And you said it was 46?
Yes.
Okay. That one was a much lower number. It was 13 damage.
Okay.
Sorry,
So
it was
yeah.
22 to hit. 13
No,
damage.
you're fine. That was on me. Not as impressive as I was thinking. But you do notice that the shields look like they're starting to kind of wear down on the ship. It's kind of shaking, moving like he's trying to fly and get out of the way. But he's having a little bit of issue. The Jada, that's her name. Jada is going to say that this one is rerouting power. Jada believes she can scramble transponder code to avoid him from detecting us, but this might take a minute, she says.
You have a minute.
Nina just says whether she's got a minute or not, it's pretty much what we need. We have to do this.
Yeah.
She's not even going to take really all that long.
It's going to hear over the comms, do you need help with the shields?
You hear Jada say, this one believes not. And then you hear another voice that says, no, I'm bringing shields back up. As you guys kind of hear this whining. So shields are back online, thanks to Whisper, Game Talk. And then Jada is going to be kind of calculating, doing some stuff here. So one more loosey-goosey round. Richard, as you're sitting back kind of doing stuff, is there anything you'd like to do?
Do I need to calculate where we're jumping? Or is she taking care of that?
Nope, you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
So astrogation, one shot, so no negatives. he's doing that, Adamox, would you like to take another shot?
Yes, although I believe Crom was before me, so
You're
ask him
fine. I'm
first.
going with you.
Okay.
14.
Then yes, I would like to take another shot.
All right, so go ahead and roll the dice.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And then Crom, if you're taking a shot, you can roll to see if you hit.
It was sorry. It was
10 with
a.
the 1 on the wild die.
Nice.
I am the dumb. I forgot what my numbers were again. It was
Uh-oh.
3d6, I believe.
There you go.
Wait, no, sorry, 11 with the 1 on the wild die. I forgot about
Nice.
one of my
Even
pips.
better.
S- 12, 14.
Okay.
Wait, 12. Yeah, 14.
Okay. So go ahead, both of you, give me some damage.
All right.
Richard, you believe
I
you
could have
have a
swore I would
good
have missed.
calculation.
All right.
I thought I would miss for sure with that 1 on the wild die, but I guess
Nope.
not.
10.
15.
15.
So between the two of us, 25.
Noise. Oh shit. It hits, but you actually notice that the shields are down and it's actually hitting into the hull, but it's not. It seems like this thing is extra plated. It's not flaking or hitting or doing anything crazy. All right,
Not doing
so
as much as we'd like.
nope. Now, that is when Jada is going to shout at Richard. Masking successful, punch it.
All right. And I've calculated that.
Yep. So you basically, you guys punch it. Those that are in the gunner seat, kind of shooting things that you kind of notice that kind of stretching of space as poof, you end up hitting hyperspace and you get into that cool little wormhole-y thing.
Everything's
Except
spaghetti.
we see it backwards because we are shooting behind us.
Mm-hmm. You still get to see all that stuff. It's just, yep, from a backwards perspective. All right. So, you guys are now in hyperspace. What would you like to do? Nina's immediately just gonna kind of like that, and then she reaches down to the comm unit where the pilot's chair is, punches in a couple things, and says, "We've gotten out. Everybody retreat. Be back at." And she leans over, looks at the calculations, and gives a rally point. And then you hear a couple signing off. Yep, gotcha. And then she kicks off, stands up, looks at Richard and says, "This is a boat and it's terrible," she says.
It might be a terrible boat, but it's my boat.
Fair
It's
enough.
home.
All right.
I'm gonna go check on our guests in the cargo hold and see how the kid's doing.
Yep. As you're kind of going back there, you're gonna notice the kid's pretty much just walking around. He's just kind of
Well-
looking around, looking at everything up and down. He's nonchalant about everything, just looking around, kind of taking in the sights. Adamox,
Just-
what were you gonna do?
I was probably gonna make my way over to where the majority of people are. So in this case, apparently the cockpit. Just
Sure.
kind of, yeah,
All right.
just kind of make conversation, small talk,
All right.
whatnot. Thank them for saving
So-
our hinds.
Absolutely. So we'll start with Richard, since he joined in late and hadn't had much actual game time. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go find Jada.
Jada's right there. She went right to the basic console, like not all that far behind you. So she's right there, and essentially in the cockpit with you.
How
Nina's
many
not here.
voices did
Nina
I hear
basically
signing
gets up
off?
and goes. Sorry.
How many voices did I hear signing off?
Sounded like there's at least 3 voices.
So 3 ships and a bounty hunter.
Yeah, about like that. Whisper gets up and she starts making her way out of the cockpit. Now it is now you and Jada alone.
I'm gonna look at Jada and go, 3 ships and a bounty hunter.
She kind of lowers her head and she says, this one tried. Jada really did.
How much longer am I gonna have to work for this?
She kind of takes a moment. You kind of see her eyes shifting one way or another, looks down, looks back at you, looks over, looks down. She's another 20,000.
I'm half tempted to take on the Rancor.
Jada goes, well, this one thinks that Richard may be able to pawn that debt off onto the others. And she just shrugs her shoulders.
You made the right call. Just give me a moment to process that number.
She nods her head and she says, this one understands. Crom, we'll go to you.
So, just looking at, I'm going down for. I've seen the kid just wandering around. I'm going to check on our guest in their cargo hold.
Yep.
Make sure he's still alive.
Yeah, you walk in there and there is another Wookiee and a dude wearing Mandalorian armor.
Just gonna look at the Wookiee and just give the equivalent of a Wookiee hello.
Yeah, he will kind of give you the hello back. You actually think you know this Wookiee. You've interacted with him at least once before. I'm gonna butcher the name because their stuff's always confusing.
That's racist.
Sure, I guess. Clint Lambic. He is younger than you. You actually are slightly confused because last time you remember speaking with him on Kashyyyk was sometime before the Empire had taken hold, and he was a very peace-loving Wookiee. He didn't want to harm a fly. I mean, he did very minimum basic stuff. He was not a fighter. He is decked out in weaponry.
So I'm just gonna walk over to him, clap him on the shoulders, and lift him up into the equivalent of a Wookiee bear hug.
Yep. So yeah, basically, pop, pop, and you both are kind of making grunts and noises and things and all that other kind of fun stuff. The dude that's wearing the Mandalorian armor just kind of tilts his head to the side and is like, "That's a interesting sight."
I haven't seen you in years.
He looks at you and says, "Crom, that is you. How are you doing?"
I'm alive. I'm in my golden years. I'm doing great.
You kind of set him down and things, and he pats a big paw on your shoulder, nods his head, and he's like, "I'm so happy to see that you're alive." He says, "When Nina told me the situation," he says, "your name came up." He says, I jumped at the chance to try to help you." He says, you have been a very strong, stern warrior for the people or the Wookiees of Kashyyyk."
I've been a strong warrior for far too many years. I just need to retire.
He chuckles.
And I'm just gonna look over the Mandalorian. And you?
He looks at you slightly confused as he tilts his head and says, "Me?"
How do you know? And I've already forgot his fucking name.
Clem Lembeck.
Clem. I'm just gonna call him Clem.
That's fine. He looks over at the Wookiee and then looks back at you and says, I was hired for a job to get you out, and apparently I wasn't needed because when we were getting ready to do the drop, he says to go get you guys, we got the communication from Nina that don't worry, they were going to do a dusting, pick you up, fly off.
Well, if you want to go back, there's a Rancor back there.
He chuckles. Nah, I'm fine.
Well, you could do me a favor. We have a young Mandalorian on the ship. Maybe you can beat some sense into her.
He kind of chuckles. He says, maybe, maybe not. He says, I'm a foundling. While I understand their ways and have been living their ways, he goes, their stubbornness kind of even surprises me sometimes. Adamox, let's jump to
Yes.
you.
See?
See.
See.
C.
Yes.
B.
I had last I heard, begun trying to make my way to what I believed to be the largest conglomerate of people, which
was
at the
the
time
cockpit.
was the cockpit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you end up walking in and you see Richard with his face down in his hands, kind of slightly rubbing his eyes as Jada's just kind of got her arms crossed and almost like this scolded dog kind of look with her head down but like her eyes looking at Richard like she done bad.
I'm just gonna look in and I'm gonna see this and we go, okay, I'll have a conversation with some of these people another time. Turn
No,
around,
no,
just
no.
walk away.
No.
Okay.
Come here.
He says, no, come here, and I turn back around and walk back in.
Sure.
All right, so how much we owe him?
$5,000 a piece.
That's painful.
Yep.
So the kid ends up walking in the cockpit. Whoa, this must be the cockpit. Pretty roomy. He just walks right past everybody. Jada kind of like looks up, looks at the kid, looks back at Richard, goes, "What?"
Force user.
Kind of looks at the kid, just shakes her head. She's, "This one doesn't see it." And then she kind of gets like this leaning. That one is a youngling.
Yes.
We saw that, yes.
And then
The youngling is a force user.
yeah, she just goes, just like that. As Jada will say, this one will go to check on our guests. At that time, Richard, you're gonna hear beep, beep, beep. And the kid looks down and he's gonna notice that the prepare to pull out of hyperspace, that little indicator, is flashing. It's like the collision or something like that.
You
Not
might want to have a
specifically.
seat.
Kid sits down in the co-pilot chair. Actually, no, he doesn't know anything about the
Since I'm
ship.
up there, I'll take a seat in one of them
He
as
accidentally sits down in the pilot chair.
That's my chair.
Oh. Oh, he stands up. I'm sorry. He goes over to one of the extra chairs and sits down.
I sit down one of the extras as well since I'm already there.
All right.
I'm going to get on the comms. Getting ready to drop out of hyperspace.
All right. So you pull back on the throttle and you come out and you're just kind of floating around there, looking around. When you're panicking jumping, you just pretty much did what we refer to as a micro jump. They can sometimes be very tricky due to the fact that since they are not pre-calculated and anything can be floating in the way, there's more of a chance to collide with stuff. However, when you're calculating, it kind of dawns on you that you don't think it was Jada. You really, really think Nina was calculating stuff and doing some math and kind of put a few things into the computer. Now, you don't know exactly when she did it because doing these type of calculations can sometimes take hours or even days. But apparently when you punched everything up, there was, I guess, a plan B or a zone point that she had put in there that you had just miraculously stumbled upon. And that's where essentially you guys landed. So, or ended up.
Okay. So, is there any way for me to figure out where we are?
Yeah, astrogation check. Kind of look on the computer terminal, kind of determine.
I will do that.
All right.
Figure out what's nearby.
Zoe is at that point gonna walk in. What is kind of expecting to see a planet or something like that, because as she comes in, she's like, "Well, that was a quick. Where are we?"
Give me a minute.
Okay.
We're not where we were, and that's the important
From
thing.
where I'm at,
right
can
now.
I attempt to double check that as well?
Yeah, sure. You can try to run a calculation.
Since I'm also in a chair.
Sure. Crom.
All right. What kind of roll was that? I don't have
sorry.
the flat.
Yep, you're fine. Astrogation.
Yeah, I don't have
Mechanical.
flat bat. Was it
Yeah,
mechanical,
mechanical.
knowledge?
Yep. Sorry.
Mechanical. Okay.
Mechanical.
Thank you.
And then quickly, Richard, what was your number?
11.
Okay. Then Crom, what were you wanting to do now that everybody's apparently out of hyperspace? Just real quick.
Well, since we're not in the middle of combat right now, and I'm not really needed for anything in this exact moment, I'm just catching up with Clem.
Okay. Sounds perfectly good.
Now, quote unquote new skills, they just automatically get the dice code, correct?
What?
I just
Correct.
want to
New
add it in there for
skills
the sake of my own
default
understanding.
to the dice attribute. So
Right.
mechanical.
I just wanted to pull it up on the thing so that way
Come
I
here.
had it there in the future. All right, math time. 12 if you include my pip.
All right. So you both can kind of look over the star charts and things that in your respective areas, and you both come to the determining factor that you are essentially about a weeks and a half away from your guys' home planet of Corbin Deltas.
Oh,
And-
goody.
Yeah, and as you guys are kind of thinking about it, it felt like it was only 2, maybe 3 days. But then it kind of dawns on you. Most of the time you're knocked out because you're stunned or jacked up with some kind of juice.
This is going to be expensive to get back.
Well, I mean, at least as of now, you've got all the things to get back. You should have enough food. Hyperdrive's functioning perfectly fine to make that kind of a jump. But you still need to wait on everybody to
Yep.
kind of get the rally point and everything else. So before everybody shows up, was there anything else that anybody want to do? We know Crom is catching up with Clem. Zoe's just kind of sitting there. Oh yeah, that's right. Goofy DM. You're gonna hear over the comms Jada say that Nina was polite enough to return your gear. Everyone's gear of the crew are in your quarters. And Zoe's just gonna get up and say, "Oh, my helmet," and then rush right off to get her helmet.
She just bolts, doesn't she?
Yeah, she.
I'll go check on that later.
Okay.
So
If you want
we
to stay
have
here
the
and
gear
pilot
that we
suit,
took from there
sorry.
and our gear.
Run that by me again. My brain clicked out.
So
What?
we still have all the gear from the planet?
Yeah, you guys still have all the gear from the planet, and then your gear that you had taken away from you.
Can make a bit of a profit off of this.
Maybe just a little bit. All right,
I'm
so
gonna look
Adamox,
at
what were you
Richard
saying?
and let him know. I'm gonna go check on our gear if you want to stay up here.
I'm going to sit in the cockpit.
All right. So
Just in case anything happens.
alrighty then. So got a couple more things, and then we will wrap up for the evening. All right. So kind of swipe away, and then you're gonna see Lune standing and looking out of the window into space from his skyhook. And where he is, it kind of does like one of those camera pans where you can kind of see his face is like shrouded in a little bit of darkness as a woman kind of walks in from the door. And he asks the woman, "Do we know who they are?" And he sounds very angry. The woman just kind of lowers her head and she says, "I'm sorry, sir. They were scrambling their transponder codes and we weren't able to get any hard data. However, before they got away, Zyrtec was able to place a tracer of the hull that took the prisoners. He hit it with his concussion bogey," she says. Luna just kind of goes, "Oh, well, at least we can track them. Send Zyrtec a message. Tell him to hunt that ship down. I will pay whatever it costs. Extra if he can bring in the heads of who had escaped." She kind of nods her head and she says, "But are you sure the prisoners would be going with them?" And he just shrugs his shoulders and he says, "Well, it's doubtful that they'd go with that ship." He says, "But if he stumbles upon them, he can actually recognize them." He says, "Bring them in, warm or cold, makes no difference. I'll pay an extra $6,000 for all the prisoners." And she just kind of nods her head. And she goes to turn to walk out, and he says, "Gives her tech the footage and the voice records that we have on all the prisoners. That should help him track them down." And she's, "Yes, sir." And she walks out, and he kind of goes staring back into space as he places his hands behind his back and just mutters under his breath. And he says, "No one crosses the black sun and gets away unpunished." At that, it'll screen swipe back to where you can see that the DP-28 is now connected to the honey badger, and basically the doors are open up so that way people can kind of freely come and go. From that, Nina is going to basically look around and she's gonna look at Richard and say, nod her head and say, "Pleasure doing business."
Pleasure doing business.
Whisper just nods her head and says, "Try to stay out of trouble next time."
Believe me, I always try.
As they're kind of walking by, the kid is looks over at the women leaving, and he looks at the one that's fully armored and says, "You're kind of cute." And she kind of like moves her head, and she's, "What?" He says, "Oh, yeah." He says, I know you're wearing the armor and things." That he gives, "But Master always told me that you can look through the galaxy without using your eyes." And she just kind of looks at her, goes, "What the?" And then Nina just goes, "Force user." She goes, "Oh." And then there's kind of a momentary pause as Whisper leans in and says, Do we really want to leave this kid with them?" Nina stands there for a second, looks back and says, "So what's up with this kid?"
Well, he was on the planet.
And he just
We
stands
ran
there and
into
waves.
him. He was getting shot at. We offered to help. We helped each other survive to get out of there. And we're here.
Yeah.
He rode a bike into a landmine.
When
Yes.
Animok says that, Nina just visibly her head gets like, "What?" And huh?
I'm
He
aware of
rode
what
a
I said.
bike into a landmine.
Okay. And as you guys are kind of talking and bantering, people are specifically the Wookiee and Jodo cast have already like made their way onto Honey Badger. But this woman that kind of has a bearing resemblance to Nina kind of walks in, and she's kind of got like one of those A shirts on. She's got like what kind of almost looks like dog tags of some kind. She's got like military type pants. She's got some stuff and things that, and you you can't 100% tell, but it almost looks like she might be drunk. As she stumbles in, she's, "Yo, Nina, we need to get out of here. We got some more work to do." Nina says, "Now, hold on a second. Hold on." She's, I'm trying to figure something out." And then as she's kind of looking around, like, not what's up, she looks over at the kid, and then she kind of like glances at him, and then looks down, and just immediately draws her blaster pistol, and like points it right at him. So, I think that's a good place to cut this game session.
All right.
So,
All right.
despite the technicalities, the technical difficulties and things that, and late starts and everything else, hope everybody had fun.
I had fun.
That's good.
I had a wonderful time.
Fantastic. Yeah, we went even longer than I wanted to this time, but that was mostly because of the technical difficulties and a couple of things here and there. So,
Well,
What
for
I mean,
those of
technical
you,
you started
difficulties?
like
Yeah.
half after as
no,
well.
I
so-
know. But even then, I think we've gone for about 3 hours. So I'm trying to keep it down from that. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
It happens.
yeah, it does happen. So, but all in
indeed
all, yeah, it was a very fun session. Interesting. And yeah, we're gonna have to kind of pick up next week to see what happens with this kid and the apparently somewhat drunk woman. Any thoughts on that?
Well, we'll
I
see.
mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I'm just hoping that this doesn't turn into a fight on my ship.
I just don't want to see any younglings get shot in front of me. Like, I've seen some stuff, but that is
I don't
still
think
a
that
mortifying
youngling's gonna
idea.
get shot.
I think you'll be
I don't
fine.
think he is either, but
I think he'd be more worried about the 2 Wookiees on the ship.
One Wookiee,
That's-
Clem's already left.
yeah, the other one got on the other ship already.
Yeah, Clem already left.
Yeah,
Clem and Joe.
I'm more worried about the girl with the blaster.
I can see that.
Oh, what happened to the other guy?
He's just standing there.
He's
He's-
got.
The random guy is still just here.
Yeah, you said you'd
I
get him
love
out of
that.
there, and
I-
he's just waiting.
I'm a Wookiee of my word.
There you go. All right,
You are
so
indeed.
I will be dropping him on a planet soon.
we're at the airlock. All right,
Hey,
Believe me,
gotta
that's a
remember,
thought.
he could be valuable.
it could be. He totally could be.
He was there
Um,
for a reason.
Yes. So don't just throw him out there, luck. That's my only request.
Missile tube. Anyways, um, I'm thinking I will award 3 character points for tonight for everyone. Zoe did make the attempt, so Dead Man Bones, if you're still watching, go ahead and grant yourself when you get the shot. Go ahead and grant yourself 3 character points. And yeah, we're just gonna have to, like I said, take it from there. We'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. And after all this time, I still don't really have a sign off besides bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Hey, look, it's Nina.